Welcome back, everybody. My name's Eddie. This is Edutainment, and today we're talking about a Halloween Horror Nights announcement that's near and dear to me. Now, before we get any further, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel to show your support and to stay tuned for any additional content that I put out about this event and many others. And as the video goes on, make sure to comment down below. Let me know if this announcement itself is near and dear to you like it is to me, or if any of the announcements have been, and what do you think these last two announcements that are left will be. And without further ado, let's get into it. Michael Myers, the Shape, the Boogeyman, the unrelentless force of darkness, is back this year. This is an announcement that's near and dear to my heart for one specific reason. And that reason is, when I was a young boy, this is actually the movie that got me into horror. It's the reason why today you have this YouTube channel. And for those who follow me, it's the reason why you have this content. Michael Myers was actually something that I stumbled upon. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. John Carpenter's Halloween was on TV, and I was an unsupervised child. I happened to stumble upon it, and I started to watch it. I was terrified. I couldn't sleep, had nightmares, but I was so intrigued that I decided to watch it over and over again, started to catch on to the series. One day I actually stayed up all night watching every single series, even that random third one, the Season of the Witch, which kind of confused me when I was young, but now I understand that, you know, the whole entire time it wasn't meant to just be about Michael Myers. It was meant to be an anthology, but that got all changed once Michael Myers grew his popularity. And don't let anybody lie to you and tell you that Michael Myers isn't the man that started it all. He is the original slasher. He is the reason why we have Jason. He is the reason why we have Freddy. Anybody could deny it, but he came before them all. He is the slasher that set it off. He is the guy with the most minimalistic mask, with no emotions, no actual details, but still instilled fear in your heart. And unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Halloween Horror Nights has announced just recently this week that he will be returning to the event. He's actually coming back on the East and West Coast, so luckily enough, we will all be able to experience it. And he's been in the past. So Halloween is kind of a staple of the event. Everybody kind of loves when he comes back. Everybody knew that because in Hollywood they had the Titans of Terror and he wasn't part of it, that he'd be returning in the following years. And given that Blumhouse is actually releasing a movie about him, and it's actually a new storyline, we all knew that he'd be coming. Blumhouse has an amazing relationship with Halloween Horror Nights, and we've had the Horror House of Blumhouse, or whatever it's called. Blumhouse has had several things to do with Halloween Horror Nights, so we knew that it'd be coming back. It was no surprise. I was really excited to finally hear about it. The one thing, though, is that they're actually not going off of that new storyline. They're choosing to go with Halloween 4, and the reason why is because this year's event is themed around the 80s, and Halloween 4 is actually set in the 80s. Now, as far as announcements go, this is one that I have nothing negative to say about. I know for a fact it's going to be a great house. I know that there's several people out there that have probably considered that this is a announcement that everybody knew was coming, so they weren't too excited about it. I'm excited. I wanted it to come. For a second there, I thought that it may not come. Then we had that leak at the Marriott Hotel, or whatever hotel that was, that basically told us that the Poltergeist were coming, as well as Halloween, which excited me, but I knew that it wasn't finalized, so things can change. They've changed in the past for Halloween Horror Nights, but now that we have it, I'm extremely excited. Now in Halloween 4, Michael Myers is actually not focused on Jamie Lee Curtis as he usually is, Laurie Strode. He's actually focused on his niece. So we're gonna get a little bit of a different style of event. I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know what it is. I love the movie. I love the whole entire series for the most part. There's a few of them that kind of like fall off, but I take them for the comedic relief that they are. Some people really criticize them drastically, but it is what it is. Every single one of the horror franchises has had their stumbles and bumbles. If you're a true fan, you kind of appreciate those points in their like kind of lifetime, and then they get remade, and usually the remake is twice as bad. But in this case, Blumhouse has a hold of the remake, so I'm actually expecting that it's going to be great, and we could forget about what Rob Zombie did and just move on. This is gonna change the whole entire storyline, but the storyline that we will be experiencing this Halloween Horror Night is gonna be Michael Myers going after his niece. Now that's all for this video, peeps. I'm extremely excited about this most recent announcement. If you are, make sure to smash that like button, comment down below and let me know what you thought about this recent announcement, and what do you think the last two houses that have not been announced yet may be. And as always, peeps, subscribe to the channel to show your support. Click that bell icon to stay tuned for any additional videos that I put out, and as well as follow me on my social medias like Twitter and Facebook to stay tuned for any additional content that I put out. I always do announcements on there about any basic updates for this event and others. And as always, peeps, make sure to ask yourself, have you been entertained?